What we do is when we go out to build a lodge, first of all, we scout out the area and we look for a nice place to get the trees from. The trees are actually called doopsie trees. So they're trees before they turn to birch, and they bend easily. So when we do build a lodge, it's a shaped like a wigwam. I want to say wigwam, but it would be like more like a beaver's house. A beaver's house, when you look at a beaver's house. We got these teachings from the beaver. You know, a long time ago, we used to watch the animals. Our ancestors used to watch the animals and how they lived. So we would just mimic how they, live, and then we do the same thing. So they taught us how to build the beaver lodge, which was our wigwam, which was our winter homes. And we would build our winter homes up in the woods. So when we go to those trees, we offer tobacco, we offer medicine. It's to give back to what we're taking. You know, these trees are a spirit, and we're asking the spirit of the tree to sacrifice its life for us so that we can help heal others that need to be healed with the lodge that we're going to build. When we bring back the trees here, I have my daughter, she's always with me. I want to teach her because, it's when I'm gone off this earth and no longer here, she'll have the teachings to pass on. And that's important to me that we pass on these teachings because, we can't take them with us. If we take them with us, we're going to lose them. So it's better to always teach and pass on to the next generation. When we look at building the sweat lodge, we look at the grounds first to see where we're going to build the sweat lodge. And what we usually do is we go out there and me and my daughter will go out and we'll smudge the grounds. We'll put tobacco down on the ground to make sure that we're praying for something that's going to be positive at us. No matter where we go, if we're building a sweat lodge, that's the first thing we'll do. We'll smudge the grounds or we'll smudge ourselves. The second thing we do is we'll measure the center of the sweat lodge, and then we'll work our way out for the 4 directions. And what we do is we'll start in the east. We'll put 2 holes here. The holes have to be like between 8 inches to 10 inches into the ground, and we'll do 12 holes. So there'll be 2 from the east, then 2 in the south, 2 in the west, and then 2 in the north. And then we'll do 1 in between, so that there'll be a total of 12 holes. When we start to put the trees into the holes before we bend them, what my daughter usually does is she'll take 4-direction medicine, which is tobacco, cedar, sweetgrass, and sage. And we usually make that tobacco ahead of time. So when we do make it, we make bags of it, a lot of it. So we always have it for the year. So we'll take that, she'll take that, and she'll pray in the hole. And she'll thank Mother Earth for sacrificing the tree for us. And she'll thank Mother Earth and then ask for prayers for the people that are coming to the lodge, because that tobacco in the tree will stay there until we need to replace it again. It's like when you set up the poles, you have 4 directions. In the 4 directions, they look like doorways. So we put 2 in each direction, which is going to stabilize and keep it strong, like make it solid. And then we put 4 more in there. So there's 12 in total, but the other ones are ribs, and they go around the sweat lodge. So if you want to lean back, you'll have a place to put your back to lean back. And it also secures the lodge to make it even stronger. And then in the end, we put up, if you look at it, it'll be a 4-direction star on top. We'll put the blankets around it. We usually use around 30 blankets, sometimes 40. And then we have a waterproof tarp that we're going to put on top of it. And then we're going to cut out the door, and we have another piece for the door. We'll put the door together with a blanket and another waterproof piece, and that'll be the door, and we'll tie it to the top somehow or over on the other side, and that'll be your door. And then on the inside, we'll dig the hole. Like, the hole will already be dug out where the rocks go, the grandfathers or grandmothers. They're called grandfathers because when I pick them, I ask my grandfather to guide me. And these are the oldest rocks on earth that we use. So we call them grandfathers in respect of when we go and pick them, that we're taking them from the area, and we're taking them gently to where we need to take them, so that when we do heat them up and we bring them in the lodge, we're still treating them like they're our grandfather. You know, we're not going to throw them around or break them or anything like that. We're going to treat them with that respect. When the women go out and pick them, they call them grandmothers, so that they have that respect for the rocks that they're using for their lodge. So right now, my daughter picked some of the rocks, and I picked some of the rocks, the grandfathers and grandmothers, because she was picking. So she would call them grandmothers. So whichever one she picked. So there's a balance there. So we're balancing out with the teachings from a grandmother and a grandfather. So we bring those rocks in, and those rocks are the ones that will help heal the individuals that come that need the healing. We heat up rocks. Sometimes it would be 7 rocks or 7 grandfathers, 7 grandmothers per round. And a round can go as far as maybe 15, 20 minutes, depending who's talking in the lodge. You know, I'll start it off. I'll put 4 splashes on the rocks to start the round. And then the first round's the women's round. So I would go and ask the women to pray. And they can pray in their own language. They can pray individual. They can pray however they want. And when they're done, they'll say Nogama, which means all my relations, and they'll pass it on to the next person. So then the next person will pray. So the first round's for the women. We get all the women to pray. And the second round is for the children. So we get the children to pray. So if there's children there, 2 or 3, then they'll pray. If there's no children there, then we'll just say a prayer for the children. And then the third round, we'll get the men to pray. So we'll leave off like everything's going in a circle. So wherever we left off from the last round, that person will start that round. So if there's 10 men, and like usually after everyone prays, we offer water to the grandfathers. So we keep pouring that water so that, you know, they're not cooling down on us, that we're keeping the sweat at a certain temperature where it's comfortable for everybody. So then when the men start praying, the men will be praying for their direction, which will be praying for the bear, praying for their grandfathers, their uncles, their dads, all that direction, you know, praying for the people that are sick. They could have some wives that are sick that they need to pray for. They could be praying for their mother, their sister, their brother. So whoever they want to pray for, they're praying for that person in that direction. And then we continue going through the men. If it's a long round and we have people that are beginners in there, sometimes we'll cut the men's round off in half and then continue the men in the 4th round. So then we'll open the door, give everybody a break. They get probably a 10-15 minute break, get a drink of water and stuff like that. Then they come back in, and then we'll start our round again. So then in the 4th round, which should be the elders, sometimes the men didn't finish talking, so we'll pick up right where we left off, and they'll finish up that round. And then the last person to speak would be me. And then if I'm doing the round, then I would be the last person to speak and share and thank everybody for sharing and being a part of the Sweat Lodge. And then we'll just end our round there. And usually sometimes on the 3rd round, during the men's round, we offer berries to the bear spirit. And sometimes we have berries, strawberries, or blueberries, depending on, you know, which one of the berries or fruits that we bought, you know, that day, or which one we want to honor. If it's just all blueberries, then we use blueberries to honor that bear during that round. and everybody gets part of it. They get to eat the berries. And then we offer some to the fire and to the guy that's outside bringing the rocks in. Coming in for the first time and you're afraid and you want to leave, you could ask the conductor that I feel uncomfortable and I need to get out. And they'll stop the whole lodge for you. They'll open the door and they'll let you out. You know, we're there to help one another. We're here to heal one another, you know, to help them with their addiction, their mental health, and anything that they're going through. You know, we go through so much trauma in a lifespan that it would take another lifetime just to recover from that trauma. You know, so we have to make sure that we're not traumatizing them again, that we're taking care of what the issues that they had when they were traumatized, you know, and that we're not triggering them, that we're healing them in a way that's going to help them to recover, because we want them to have that healthy lifestyle.